strategic operations, informatics, and now I'm in the cannabis business. So
Wow.
I've been around. Nursing allows for the beauty of nursing, as I explain it to people, is nursing is almost like a tree, and it has deep roots, but it has many branches. So it gives me an opportunity to go in different ways, and I've grown and learned so much. And so my job now, as I see it as a healthcare consultant, is to provide that education to people and let them know, through cannabis, though, you can have a better quality of life. I just gave my mom, started her on CBD, and I started her on that like 2 years ago. My homeopathic doctor, I have a homeopathic doctor, and she had some creams, topical creams, and I gave it to my mom. She went back home to Mississippi. She lives in Mississippi. That's where I'm originally from. And she raved about it. And then next thing you know, I was going to flood of calls and everybody wanted some. So
That's
now
awesome.
when I tried our products from VFC, I gave her those products, and I kid you not, she was in my home here in Florida. She got some oils underneath her tongue. And the next thing you know, she was like, I feel like I can jump up. And I was like, jump up.
That is
So
beautiful.
my mom typically has to rock to get up because of her
Okay.
knees and stuff, and she's had surgery. So when I tell you to see her just to get up out of her chair, it was amazing. And
Oh,
then the next thing she said, I think I can take my arms. She has arthritis, and she can wave her arms. She started waving her arms in the air.
oh my
That's amazing.
gosh. That
That
is
so I
beautiful.
know that it works, and that was just the CBD. That was just the CBD with the 0.3%. That's illegal, So it works. It absolutely works. And then I started my sister-in-law on it out in Texas, and my niece, and they have phenomenal testimonies themselves. So it works. The plant itself works. We as the people here in the United States, we need to allow this to work for all people, though. It needs to be
Well,
working.
I'm sure you're getting it all the time. We get it all the time. Joshua, Cynthia, thank you so much. You're making me feel better. And I say it all the time. I'm not doing anything. All I am is a conduit to the plant, and the plant's doing the
Right.
work. So I agree with you. We do need to let the plant do the work at the federal level, right? So,
That is
you
correct.
know, you talk about your mother, you talk about your sister-in-law, you talk about all these people who have this wonderful, wonderful feedback. Is there a way to collect that data and collect it in a way that we can submit it and make positive change at the federal level?
Yes, I'm glad you. Yes, we actually working with a company out of Canada, and they have an app, and we're working with Strain Print, and it's an amazing app, and you can go and download it. Strain Print. If you have if you have an Android phone or an iPhone, it works on both. But you just locate Strain Print, you download it, you build your profile. You put the necessary information in there, follow the guidelines, and once you have downloaded, you have an opportunity to capture data of what medical marijuana or CBD products that you are using.
Now,
And with that data,
before they get into that data, is there a code that they use to download it so it goes into the VFC database to help out?
yeah, so if you're VFC, yes, we have two codes. You can use VFC or VFC civilian, and civilian is CIV. So
That's right.
that way, if you're using our products, the data will be captured, and we can determine how our products are being used. And on the global side of it, there are other products that are out there from other dispensaries, and that data, all the data is being collected so it can be used to give that evidence that people want, because people do listen to data also, but this drills it down to this strand or cultivar works better for this condition.
Right.
So they actually just had a release some information from Strain Print, and I forgive me, but they were talking about migraine headaches, and I don't remember the cultivar that was said that was best or the people were using, but it drills it down to that point where if a number of people are using this based on the data that they're collecting, eventually it can get into the health industry and say, hey, we have enough data to know that migraine headaches are being treated and it's being used, and this is a strand that you can use for that, So it's that type of information that's been collected, and that data is going to help us along with any other, like if you were an epileptic patient, okay, what strand are you using? So it is very important for us to collect this information, because guess what? We don't want to keep doing trial and error. So we want to drill it down, just like when you go to the doctor and you have high blood pressure. The doctor wants to be able to say, hey, try this based on what is out there. And that's the same way that we want to get to the medical cannabis. And that strain
So let
brand
me
will
play
allow us to do
devil's
that.
advocate. Let me play devil's advocate
Mm-hmm.
for a moment. Cynthia, I ain't got time to do all this. There ain't no reason for me to do all that, and I don't want y'all to have my information. What about that patient? What about that young lady that says that? How do
Well,
we help her understand?
we're always going to come up against people like that, and we're not here to drill it down to the point where we're begging someone to do that. But in my experience, when I deal with difficult people who don't see the benefit in it, I like to basically one of the things that I did as a project manager, I always used to go with the most difficult physician to get them to be a part of my project.
Sure.
When I show them the benefit, when I can show the person the benefit of why we're doing what we're doing, then typically they will come on board. So basically what I would do is I would pull out my own phone, and then I would show them how to do it, why it needs to be done, and how it can benefit not only them, but other people, their mother, their father, their sister. Because with information, it changes, just like with knowledge. Knowledge changes individuals. So you have to show them the benefit of it.
So you're telling me that a patient in Florida that's using the VFC code or the VFC CIV code in the strain print application, when they submit their data, they can have a direct impact, a positive impact on somebody in Wisconsin?
Yes, they absolutely can.
Wow, that's really strong, because that information that's being collected in Florida, we can take to the federal government and try to show them, hey, here's black and white data of very effective use of this medicine. This is why we need to change those laws. Is that correct?
That is correct, and that is what they're requesting for. So that is why that's one of the reasons that this is a good app.
I love it. I absolutely love it. So, you've got a really great family. I know there's a lot of people in your family that are serving in the military. Is that correct?
Yes, my dad, my sister, my uncles all served in the military at one point in time.
Wow.
So, yeah, so hats off to them. I did not serve. I am a true civilian, but I served in different capacities. I've taken care of a lot of veterans because in Florida at Shands Hospital, the VA hospital is right across the street from the Veterans Hospital. So I got to witness a lot of patients when the VA wasn't able to take care of certain things or didn't have with everything that they needed. We took care of their patients. So, and I also, back in the days when I was in nursing school, I actually worked for the VA hospital as a student nurse.
Wow.
So I was one. We didn't have a floor for women. So we ended up making we ended up turning a bed unit or room, a room in for a female patient. And she was intubated. So we needed to make something for that patient. So that was back in the 80s. Yes. So I know firsthand, and I've seen firsthand the stress that people come back from, they're dealing with. I know the medications and stuff that we put them on currently. I know what it does to your body. And I've had the pleasure of knowing you and other people within our organization who give their testimonies and know how your life has improved because now you've added cannabis medicine to your daily routine.
Well, Cynthia, you've recently become a patient in the state of Florida. So if there's listeners out there, and I know that there are, that want to ask questions or have some concerns, can they contact you? How can they contact you if that's okay?
Yes, they can reach me through email, definitely through our email at Cynthia at VFC Foundation. That's one way, and they could call me at, I don't mind giving my 813 number, 563-5907.
Beautiful. So that's
Because I do have
Cynthia. And how do you spell Cynthia?
CYNTHIA.
And that's at vfc.foundation.
Yes,
And once again, your phone number.
813-563-5907.
Cynthia Cyrus, thank you so very much for being the wonderful and entertaining guest here on the Veterans for Cannabis podcast today. It is our pleasure, and I cannot say thank you enough from my standpoint as a brother of yours now, because I feel like you are a sister of mine, a sister in arms, because you know what? We've been to battle together in this cannabis industry, and we're going to continue to fight for our brothers and sisters who need access to medicine. Thank you so much for joining us today on this podcast. You are an amazing guest, and we're going to have you back if you'll have us.
I am so thrilled to be a part of Veterans for Cannabis, Veterans for the Foundation, sitting on the board. And because of you and the group of people that we work with, I started my own company, and I will just share that with you now. And my company name is Be Balanced Health and Wellness. So, and that's something that I believe in, and I know that this plant, the cannabis plant, is awesome, and we need to set that balance. And I will look forward to being on your podcast again, and I look forward to us joining and moving forward to make sure that everyone can have what they need to have a better quality of life.
You've got a deal. Be Balanced will be our next guest. There's no doubt about it. Cynthia Cyrus, thank you so much for joining us here on the Veterans for Cannabis podcast today. I'm Joshua Littrell signing off. Y'all have a great day.